All right, you won this one. Come on out. Soldier, how did you get that close to me?
Sniper! Approach the instructor by being a sneaky bastard!
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers, Blowers, and Guns. Yesterday, I just went out with my buddies over to Calverton shooting range over in Long Island. It's about north of Northampton. It's about 40 minutes away from Huntington, Long Island. Anyway, it's our 8th trip since we started shooting, and it's the first of the year. We had a great time. If you guys want to go check it out, it's the 8th trip to Calverton. Go check out my playlist. Anyway, what I always dread is after we go shooting, we have to clean our guns. Normally, I had the philosophy of not cleaning my guns until I have at least a couple of 100 rounds through it, you know what I mean? Because honestly, after 50 to 100 rounds, it's not really that dirty. But in the winter time, the gunpowder residue builds up. It may start to dry in there, you know, mixed with the residual oil that you've used from the prior cleaning, that it could, you know, harden up into a crusty, you know, residue. So shot about 120 rounds yesterday, and I had skipped a thorough BCG cleaning last time. So this time when I clean it, I'm going to clean it much better, more thorough. So I've shown you cleanings of my AR-9 and my 22 long rifle, but I haven't really showed you when I cleaned my budget build AR-15. That's right, it's a little gaudy, but that's the way I like it. Some people may be like me, who like the combination of the FDE black and some gold accents too on some key components, such as the pivot pins and stuff. But gun shot very well yesterday, using some P-mags, hex mags, some cheap Hera mags, which jammed a little bit because, I mean, I was using steel case in the cheap mags too, so it's a little finicky when it comes to steel case, Tula or Wolf ammo. But with the PMC and the new Sergeant Major Russian ammo, cycled just fine. Shot really well. So I'm really happy with it. I tried out my H2 buffer yesterday and it worked fine. I think I like the H2 buffer better than the original mil-spec one, which is only 3 ounces. So going to a heavier buffer at 5.6 ounces, I felt a little bit, it felt a little more solid. I don't know, you can feel it when you shoot. But anyway, today I'm going to be cleaning this rifle. I'm going to be using a new item that I had from a manufacturer, Ryseek. They sent me this thing via their Amazon store. Go check them out, Ryseek. Very good prices on some really cool firearms accessories. So this is a cleaning stand for your rifle. And this is the first time I'm using it. So, you know, you can clean the outside mostly, but when you have it disassembled, I guess you can close it up and have each part, you know. I'm going to try to use it the way it's designed, but honestly, when you have it all apart and stuff, you just hold it and clean it that way, you know. But some people may like a stand, you know. It has places to put, you know, some cleaning tools, but it's not big enough to put like a rod in there, you know what I mean? So either way, you still gotta have another kit or something to put your rods. Also, when you're spraying and stuff with the grease and all that stuff, it's just gonna fall into your tray. So I don't really think that's a very good design unless you had it closed like this. I guess that would work too. But again, stuff will flow into this hole here and go into your tray unless you put like a rag there or something. I don't know, at least it holds it, you know. Now, when you do disassembly of your BCG, your bolt carrier group, you kind of want to have some punches, some small punches. You may need them. You may not need them, but here's a really small punch. They sell these punch tools for very cheap, $10 or something, you know. Helps you get stuff out. And also a small hammer. This is not an ideal hammer, but they have these small little hammers that you can just use to tap, you know, but this is the smallest one I have. So let's get started. I'll first remove the top part from the bottom part. And you just push this is called the takedown pin. This is the pivot pin because it pivots. So you push these out all the way. You can use the tip of a round of ammo. I think it was cocked. And there it is right there. That's the top part. Remove your BCG. Pull that out about halfway and your BCG comes right out. Let's study it for a second and see how, and this thing goes downwards. And there's your charging handle. And here is just the upper receiver with the barrel. And it's not dirty at all. See what I mean? People go crazy and say, "Oh, you gotta clean your rifle." It's not even dirty. Here's the lower receiver. It's not dirty at all. I might skip it after all. Well, I'll blow it out. I'll tell you what. So we'll clean the BCG then, because it's really not dirty at all, which is amazing actually. Here, I just move the hammer. Look at that. It's clean. How is it that I shot 120 rounds? It's not even dirty. I mean, not at all. Isn't that crazy? That's good. And here's the BCG. It's honestly not very dirty either. I don't understand it. So there's a little test where you can see if you need to clean or replace the rings in your bolt. So if it's just balancing like that on its own and it doesn't fall down like that, you know, that means your rings are good. Just from the weight of itself, you know. So this is good. But we're going to now take it apart and basically just take like a little pick or something. Sometimes it just pops out, you know. You just pull it out. Then you remove the pin. Pins just come out like that. There we go. Okay, the pin's dirty. See? A lot of gunpowder residue mixed in with the Earl. And then this thing over here can turn. You just pull this out, the pin, to the bolt. Sometimes a pick is easier. There you go. And then the bolt comes out. And there's your bolt. Your rings are right here. And it is a little gooey. See? A lot of Earl. And it's a little gooey. If you wanted to remove the extractor, which is right here, this is what pulls the shell back out again after the bullet has been dispensed. You can just clean the grooves here. If you really wanted to go crazy, you can take a punch and punch out this roll pin right there. Okay, you would need a thinner one than that. There's a roll pin right there. You punch that out, right? Usually from this side, actually. And then this extractor would come out with the spring and all. But that's really comprehensive. It's not crazy dirty, so I'm not going to do that. But we're going to spray this with some gun cleaner and take out some residue that's around this groove here. Blow some spray into there, into all the holes here. Wipe it down. This thing over here is the extractor. Now there are your rings right there. They work like piston rings, you know, from an engine. See, there's 3 rings in here, right? And there's a gap. You actually want to space these gaps out evenly. You don't want the gaps to be exactly next to each other, you know? At least that's how engines are. So now I have got the gaps about a third of the way apart from each other. So I'm going to spray all this stuff up with gun cleaner and wipe it down. Going to be using gun oil, gun cleaner, and CLP. CLP is cleans, lubricates, and protects. These are products that I have from Lucas Oil Products. Very good stuff. Before I start doing this, I'm going to lay some newspaper down, 2 pieces of cardboard. That way when I spray and all the lubricant comes out, you don't make a mess, you know. It soaks into the carburetor, into the cardboard. I'm just going to spray some stuff into the holes, just to clean the holes. Here we go. This works almost like carburetor cleaner, if you guys have messed with carburetor cleaner before. And I'm just spraying it all throughout. Then I'm going to blow this out with my air compressor. Some of you guys may not have an air compressor. That's okay. I'm sure you have a gun cleaning kit where you can soak and clean all this stuff. They have ultrasonic solvents, where if you had an ultrasonic cleaner, which is the same thing as what jewelers use to clean their small components and parts for jewelry. The ultrasonic waves, I don't know how that really works, but it cleans it very thoroughly. So that's, I'm going to leave that here for a little bit of soaking. Clean out this pin a little bit. There is quite a lot of gunpowder residue that's coming out, I'm not going to lie. And here's your bolt. I'm going to spray it where the pinhole is. The seams where the extractor is, where the pin goes. Also where the rings are. See where the rings are? A lot of stuff can build up between the rings. Look at that, that's clean already. Here's the firing pin. You don't really need to spray this, just wipe it down. As you can see with this cleaner, just falls off like nothing. I'm going to wipe all this stuff down now. Got charging handle. The inner part is the most important because that's where you put a lot of grease. Grease mixed with gunpowder is going to cause it to gum up. A little tiny pin there. Cotter pin. Thanks to Mr. Cotter, who invented the cotter pin. I'm here in the beginning of my garage, and even though it's not dirty, I'm just going to blow it. Good. Here's my upper. Now that you're really looking at it light where the feed ramps are, right? There is some stuff there. So I'm gonna get some gun cleaner. Point this downwards. Because the feed ramps are very important. Can't have any stuff there. Otherwise your rounds will be difficult to feed into the chamber. Also, you want to blow some stuff right into the gas block. You want to clean the gas tube of any residue. As you know, gas flow is important for the gas system of an AR. And blow it clean. Got this brush with a pointy bristle at the end. You can clean the feed ramps a little bit more and the interior of it. I'm gonna blow out my BCG. Blow out the gas key, the gas key. The bolt hole where the needle is. Tractor, the rings, the pressurized air, the high pressurized air will blow out any remnants of any gunpowder in the crevices. That's clean. Got a new gun cleaning kit here from my friends over at Ryseek. Ryseek is the same guys that sent me the stand as well. I'm gonna find a 22 tube rod that would fit the barrel of this. Comes with all kinds, even including shotguns. Yeah, that'll fit. I'll find a bristle, smallest one, that would fit the barrel of a 22. That's good. I'm gonna clean the barrel now. I'm using some CLP from Lucas Oil. Cleans, lubricates, and protects. I'm just gonna spray a small amount. Enough. I'm going to shove the bristle brush in there and go through a couple of times. This rotates as I go in through the thread. I know people say go in one direction. That's why people use snakes. But honestly, this rotates as you go in. It rotates like that. As you pull it out, it rotates back. So it cleans the grooves. Could be gunpowder within the grooves. The barrel is very hardened, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't worry about some bristles. Okay, now that you've gotten and loosened up all the stuff, get some gun cleaner again, blow it clean. That's good. And some more CLP. Now I'm going to find a terry cloth cleaner. Terry cloth pad for 22. Fits right in there. And now we're just cleaning the barrel. There is some resistance, which means that you're cleaning it thoroughly. If it's super loose like that, you're not cleaning anything. That's it. See how dirty it was? But not terribly dirty, you know? The barrel's clean now. And lubricated from that CLP. I'm going to use some Lucas Oil gun oil. It has the needle tip applicator. This makes it a whole lot easier to apply the oil in very hard to reach spaces. I don't really need any here, but on the lower where the trigger is, right around the springs, mechanism where it pivots, just a little bit. Also pull your hammer back, and right at the joint where your bolt release is, needs a little bit of lubricant, and that's it. Put your hand there so that it doesn't impact when you let go of the trigger. That's good. This wasn't dirty at all. The lower was not dirty at all. The upper, little bit near the feed ramps, and we just did a cleaning there. The biggest deal, I guess, was the BCG, which really wasn't all that dirty either. But yeah, we're going to put everything back now. Once again, you can see that the rings have moved during my cleaning. I'm going to separate the space about 1/3 each so that one isn't extra close to the other one, because you want a separation. So it's about 1/3. One there, one there. That's right. Now we're going to take the applicator, put some oil right in the gaps. Just a little dab here and there, right along the seam. I'm not going to put any there because that's where there's a lot of movement. Well, there's no movement, but a lot of impact. I'm just going to use my hands. Lube it up. There we go, that's good. Okay, now we're going to put the bolt back into the BCG. The extractor is on the right, I believe, because it ejects from the right, so it pulls it out that side. You line up that hole with that hole. Put the pin in. Turn it. make it square. Firing pin goes in all the way. Put the cotter pin in this side. That's it. Put some oil in there. Oops. I might have to do that again. Okay. You have to push the pin, the firing pin, all the way through, have it retracted all the way through, and then you put the pin in. Before it was extended when I put the pin in, and it didn't catch on that pin. So now it's good. Do you see? This rotates. So now we're going to grease the, oil the BCG. This is the rails that it usually sits on, right there. Right here. Both sides. For the gas block, gas key, the rail system. Then just look for any wear, right? You can see that there's a little bit of discoloration there from paint being worn off or the anodized black. I know it looks like a lot, but you're going to use your hands and just coat the whole thing with your hands. I may be putting too much, but it's just Earl. You just coat it like that. And wipe some off if you think it's too much. But I like it all lubricated, nice and shiny. Of course, the more oil you put in there, the more the gunpowder will stick to it, right? But either way, you're going to have lubricant on there, and powder is going to stick on there regardless, no matter what. So this is good. This is ready to go back in. I feel pretty good about the oiling the rings too, because I think that's pretty important. Because it's important when you put together engines. As you know, my channel is Mowers, Blowers, and Guns. So my primary channel, Mowers and Blowers, is all about engine rebuilding, tractors, lawnmowers, small engines, all that. And when I do put together piston and rings, which that's basically piston and rings, right? You have to make sure those rings are separated from that space, the gap, and also it's well lubricated too. Here's the charging handle. As you can see from the evidence, some paint has come off of that area. There's a little bit of wear on the top part here because this slides in and out all the time, right? How many times are you charging it? Quite a bit, right? So this charging handle needs to be lubed, especially if you see here. See that the paint has come off. I'm just going to do a coat there. Put my pinky through their hand just to coat it like that. Little oil doesn't hurt anyone. Just a glistening of it, just to protect it. All right, let's put the BCG back in again. Okay, I'm gonna put my two pieces, the upper and the lower, together now. Make sure your pivot and takedown pins are open. First, you put the pivot one in first. That's how people say you do it. Slam it in there. Push the takedown pin in. These new gold ones, the gold accent ones I got from Strike Industries is very cool. I love it. Actually, I shouldn't have done the takedown pin because I have to put the BCG in there. Push back out again. With the these pivot pins here, right? It has a little bit of a divot in there, which allows you to stick a punch right there without scratching it. So that's cool. So once that's open, we'll take the charging handle, solid part up, slide it in here until you get it through that little space. And it goes in about halfway. Make sure you have the bolt forward, gas key on top. Slide it in here, fit it in. Push this part right in. Click. Sand that closed. Takedown pin closed. Smooth action. We're all set. That's done. So, while that did take about almost an hour because some of these things don't close well. It did take an hour. I was filming, so it takes a while longer. And I even didn't really clean the bottom, you know? Just the upper receiver and the BCG mostly. But we did disassemble the BCG about 90%. Feel pretty happy about it. I hate cleaning my guns. I think it's a chore. I wish that my friend Nameless would clean it for me after every session over at the gun range. But cleaning your guns, it has to be done. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on today's brutal chore. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers, Blowers, and Guns.
AR-15, 11.5 inch, compensated with an iron-bonded bolt carrier, Trigicon AccuPoint with 1.6 magnification.
Hey, I'm Henry from Mowers and Blowers! As a YouTuber that deals with small engine equipment on a daily basis, I worry about the harmful effects of the 10% ethanol that's in your unleaded gas from your gas station. Here on the East Coast, as winter nears, I think about storing my summer lawn equipment for the winter. Ethanol absorbs moisture, and what it does is it could rust or corrode and clog up your jets in your carburetor. That's why I use Ethanol Safeguard with stabilizers from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Before you store your machines, a little bit of Lucas goes a long way. When you're ready to use your machines again, hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video, and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowers and blowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.